issued by the city for some water and sewer improvements. The nice, interesting thing about this project is that it's expense reduction as well as improving the water system, because you do lose some of the water that comes to you from Hammond. You don't get to bill that to the ultimate user because it's lost somewhere in the system. These improvements will serve to reduce that lost water and save some expenses for the city in terms of your water expenses. We've been before you now, I think this is our 6th time since 1998. All of the previous bond issues have been tax supported, property tax supported. This one's different from that because the water system is actually going to be making the debt service payments on this. So no new taxes will be levied by the city to make payment on this obligation. It's a relatively short obligation too, of 10 years. You in the past have issued debt that's been about 15 years in duration, 10 years, about $1,100,000 a year, issued at a rate of around 2.4%. That rate will move around from now until the final pricing date, but this is our estimates as of last week. Tonight we're asking for the City Council to adopt a parameters ordinance. Actually, the author of the parameters ordinance is here as well, Ken Peterson with Shepherd Mullen. And so if you've got any questions specifically about the ordinance, he could address those. But what you're doing tonight is you're adopting a parameters ordinance, and that gives the ability of the city to enter into the financing contract not on a city council day. So generally speaking, to tie yourself to a single meeting, whatever's going on in the bond market that day, not terrifically advisable, especially with the volatility in the market this day. So what we do is you actually cede that final approval of the financing to the mayor as well as the treasurer. Yes, I'm sorry, the mayor and the treasurer. So we have some work left to do. So we don't have final rates tonight because it is a parameters ordinance. We will be engaging with Standard & Poor's on a bond rating that will occur late next week. And then we have some municipal bond insurance to procure. And then finally the pricing, which would occur somewhere around the week of November the 19th. And then we would close this shortly into the month of December. At that time, the $10 million would be advanced to the city for expenditure on capital projects. And I'd be happy to take any of your questions, please.
How fast does the capital projects begin once we get the funding on December 6th? Do we have a priority list, or?
As soon as we get the funds, we're able to spend, right now, next homeowner block was coming aboard. We've already got projects that we're already planning to make sure we deliver that water efficiently to homeowner loss for. Also, my understanding is from bond council, there's been already some expenditures that we are paying for the water fund, and I believe if it's so many days before the closing that we can still reimburse ourselves for those water-related projects that we're doing. So, and I believe what's the term that we have to spend that money? Is it 2 year?
You have to spend 85% of the you have a reasonable expectation, you'll say, to spend 85% of the bond proceeds within 3 years.
So we'll develop that long term. Obviously, we want to get through the bond sale first. As Eric said, we have the Standard & Poor's rating set for October 29th. I hope that goes well. We just finished our April 30th, 2021 audit, and it looked very positive in terms of the financial position that the city is in. As you recall, we had done a refunding of previous bonds to build up the fund balances, and per the audit, it seems like we're there. So I'm not expecting any bad news when it comes to the rating, but again, we just want to make sure that we finish the bond sale before we then put that long-term plan into effect. And as I said in the previous meeting, that the annual debt service, even though our water fund right now is generating a surplus, the annual debt service of this $1.14 million, that we're expecting on this new, bond, the majority of it will be paid by wholesaling water to our new customers. That's where the